Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, I know. I have a little bit of explaining to do. Some of it's justified, some of it's not. But before we do anything, I am in the middle of the woods in a cabin with very little to eat. I just ate a bowl of chicken noodle soup, which was a total of like 100 calories. I am starving. Before it gets too late and I can't see anything, I think I'm gonna drive to the nearest pizza place. It's like a 20-minute drive from where I'm at, which isn't too bad. I should be able to make it back before it is completely pitch black and I can't see anything. But before we go, check it out. The real question is if I'm gonna sleep with the thing open or if I'm gonna sleep with it closed. I really want to get into kind of where I've been, what's been going on, and what you guys can expect moving forward from as far as a routine or schedule. But before we do any of that, I'm starving. Let's go get some pizza, come back, enjoy that, have a beer, and then I'll catch you guys up to speed. Deal? We're on the way. As you can see, it's just like nothing. So the cabins are kind of tucked away. One way, do not enter. Oops, I can't come this way. All right, let me figure out where I'm going, you guys. Good?
Have a nice night.
You too. Back to the cabin. We are back. What the heck? Getting to the bottom of this. Hi, is this Domino's?
No, this is Patrick.
Jokes aside, welcome back, you guys. Hawaiian pizza, for the record. If you don't like pineapple on your pizza, well, you can unsubscribe. So this place, you can buy like little snacks or ingredients to make stuff. So my original plan was just to purchase food here, but it's really snacks. There's not like full-on meals. So I decided to take the trip to get a pizza. Now that that's out of the way, I want to catch you guys up to speed. So it's been a few weeks, and like I mentioned, you know, one of my goals going forward was to drop one video a week. Have some reasons as to what's going on, what happened, and some updates for you guys. So let's start there. Okay, so jokes aside, and you know, I know it's been a light feeling video so far, but just to get serious for a moment, with everything that's going on with the Black Lives Matter movement, there was just, in my opinion, a needed pause in social media and YouTube and all this other stuff, just because there were a lot of people trying to get proper information and direction on where they can get help, where they can go help, and just how they can educate themselves on what's going on and make themselves overall more aware. So I wanted to make it a point of something I specifically address just because it's important to me. Myself, I'm not black, but you know, I have plenty of friends and coworkers, associates that, you know, have gone through just an unjust time and an unjust system. I'm not an expert on the matter at all, and I'm not going to pretend to be, but one thing I wanted to let you guys know is, kind of something I saw that resonated with me and I thought would help out. People handle this type of movement in this sorts. People handle this in different ways, right? Some people, they donate and don't say a word. Some people are out there protesting in the streets. Others are, educating themselves on what's going on and how they can help. And other people are signing petitions. My message to you is, whatever, depending on the position you're in, do what you can with what you have. At the end of the day, we're human beings, and as people, and I just as people, we're connected, and it's important everybody does their part and helps out, because at the end of the day, every single one of us need each of us. And, I'm just a true believer in that. So out of respect for the movement and George Floyd, I really had planned to take 2 to 3 weeks where I was just not doing, where I just wasn't active on my Instagram, on my YouTube, to allow proper information and get to where it needed to go. And this doesn't mean everything ends here, because obviously it doesn't. But what it does mean is, now that people have seen the steps and options that are out there, that you pick a path you can take to start to better yourself and start to help, whatever that looks like for you. So going forward, I will be back on my normal schedule. You'll see the weekly uploads. And if you're wondering why I'm in this cabin by myself, that's because I'm still in a bug. That is a second bug I've seen in here. If you're wondering why I'm in this cabin by myself, awesome experience, love it so far, minus the 2 bugs I've seen. How do I tell you? How do I put this lightly? So, I was diagnosed positive with COVID-19. Went through my own trials with that, and gonna tell you guys about it, my experience, what I've learned from the situation, some advice I can share. But it's getting late here in the cabin. I'm gonna finish a Netflix episode of Trevor Noah. So if you like stand-up comedians and people that can do imitations, or how you say accents, check him out. He's great. I'm gonna finish this episode, have a beer, call it a night, and in the morning we'll get some coffee, and then I'll tell you guys all about my experience with COVID. See you in the morning. Oh, you're up. You want some coffee? Come on. Cheers. After the 3-week hiatus I took, man, I got hit hard. I was battling COVID for about 12 days. In the process, I lost about 8 pounds. Since I recovered, I've been eating heavier just to kind of recuperate some of the weight. I'm still cutting. I just didn't want to lose that much that fast. But let's rewind the clock. Let me walk you through what the process looked like for me, kind of the early symptoms, how I think I got it, and what I learned from it. Day 1, I woke up, had a slight headache, no fever, I started to feel a little off, and didn't really think anything much of it, to be honest. And that evening, Friday night, is my cousin's graduation party. I wanted to go and, just support. So I get there, and man, we're only like a couple hours into the actual graduation party, and I start to feel really bad. Like I feel like I'm getting hot, I have a bad headache, and I leave early. I leave the party like at 7:30, 8 o'clock, I think. Next day I wake up, I'm burning up. I have a fever of over 100, like 102 point something, and that lasts all day. All day Saturday, I have a splitting headache. I have a high fever. Medicine's not taking it away. It's bad. Sunday I feel so bad, I'm like, you know what? Let me go out there and get a test. Drove to CVS, went through the line, did this self-test. Before I head home, I'm like, man, I really should do an instant test. I find this urgent care like 30 minutes away. I just show up and they take walk-ins, thankfully. I did get my results back, and I tested positive for COVID-19. And I really just had a hard time grasping what was going on, and I was stressing because I just saw so many people the 2 days before. And I start contacting everybody, letting them know, hey, I tested positive for COVID, go get tested. And man, like one of my aunts got it from, I'm assuming, me. One of my younger cousins got it from me. My younger brother got it. People have gotten different severities of the virus. Of the people I know, I think I had it the worst. I was having constant high fevers of around 101, 102, headaches that just would not go away no matter the medicine I took. I had body chills, diarrhea for a little bit. Sorry, TMI. But the worst thing of all, I would say, in my bed for 16 or 18 hours a day. I had no appetite. I lost my sense of taste. I had no appetite. I didn't want to eat. My body hurt. I didn't want to move. Every day was like that for basically like 11 or 12 days. And thank God it finally went away. I woke up feeling fine after like day 12, I believe. That's when my fevers went away. My headache was still slightly there. Then eventually my headache went away and I was just left with like a slight cough. Here's what it taught me. It's take precautions, right? If you're not wearing a mask when you go out, wear a mask. Now is really, from what I've learned, just not the right time for like bars and parties. I get it. I enjoy them. I'm sure you enjoy them. I think if you're going to be around your immediate family, just take precautions, because you don't know if somebody is sick. Like I was on Wednesday or Thursday, and I had went out not knowing I had COVID. It's just, you can innocently pass it to somebody, and God forbid you give it to somebody that's in a weaker state and they just can't make it. If you have any kind of symptoms, don't just write it off, right? Even if it's minor. Go out there, get a test. There's free tests if it's not covered by your insurance. When I went to go get retested, I got in line at 6, and there was 25 people ahead of me, so I didn't actually get to take my test until 4:30 in the afternoon. But it came back negative, and I'm good now. I don't see this going away in a matter of months, or maybe within this year, right? So take precautions, be safe, don't live out of fear. This is my last 30 minutes or so here at the cabin, and man, it's been really nice. Like honestly, last night was a little sketch, I'm not gonna lie, because at night you can't see anything outside the giant window. If you made it to the end of the video, man, I appreciate you guys sticking around and coming back. Thanks for understanding everything going on. But I'm back, I'm healthy, I'm thankful. Can't wait to start working out again. Later, guys.